If I had to start over today with home fragrances, how would that look? If I knew everything I now know about home fragrances, how would I go about starting a collection? Hey, what's up? I'm Rekeema. Welcome to Detaileddream, where the primary focus is to expose you to the expansive world of luxury goods for yourself and your home. And in today's conversation, I would like to talk about what to look for when picking out your first luxury home fragrances. You may want to start your own collection of different types of home fragrances, or you may be tired of boring candles, so you want to step it up a bit with a few luxury candles here and there. Not everyone wants this huge collection, and that's perfectly okay. Now, could you just blind buy different types of home fragrances like candles and room sprays and hope that you actually like it? Yes, you can definitely do that. Anyone can go out and buy random fragrances, but it's like luck of the draw. You may get lucky and find that perfect scent on your first try, and I commend you for your bravery, but for many of us, including myself, I really need to know what I'm getting myself into, especially if I'm paying good money for it. There's so many factors that goes into picking that perfect scent for your home. For one, let's start with the brand and navigating through these thick waters of finding a brand that you like and can relate to. I believe I said this before, I think of fragrances as more than just a scent. I want to feel emotionally connected to a brand as a whole. It gives me a better understanding of why or how a particular scent was created. When starting out looking for a good brand, you may do your research on good luxury candles and quickly find out that there are way more candle brands than you initially thought there were. I remember it being very daunting. I had no idea what I was looking at or what made one brand better than the next. What is a diptyque and who does this cire trudon think they are charging over $100 for one candle? These were my first thoughts because I had no idea what these different luxury candle brands represented. And yes, I found out very quickly. A few empty pockets later and now we're here. Okay, so you do more research and you find these reviewers throwing all of these brands at you that's hard to pronounce and throwing around all of this jargon such as performance and cold and hot throw, and it confuses you even more. Don't worry, I won't be dropping any brands in this video. I'm strictly going to give you the ins and outs of identifying good home fragrances so you can be confident with your purchases. I want you to feel like you already know what you're getting when you go into these stores. Like it's your 100th time making that purchase. We're in this together. As far as brands go, I personally look for brands with strong core value. That could very well be a rich history that dates back hundreds of years, or they may focus on effective sustainable practices, or donate part of the purchases to a charity. One of the very first places I go to when I want to learn about a new brand is to their About section on their website. This is where you'll usually find everything you need to know about that particular brand. Most of the time. Some About sections are longer than others and does a good job in telling you everything about the company. For the most part, there should be some sort of information to help guide you in the deciding factor of if you want to look further into the brand or not. Am I the only one that looks for the About section on websites? I kind of see it as reading the nutrition facts on food labels. Is it necessary? No, but reading it will give you better insight on that particular product. Speaking of ingredients and nutritional facts, so you found a brand that you want to try out. It sounds promising from what you read on them, and you want to go directly to picking out the amazing scents they have to offer. There is one thing that I would check before making a purchase, and that's knowing what type of wax they're using to make their candles. I noticed very quickly that talking about wax on the channel is a very touchy subject because there are people on both ends of the spectrum of which waxes are more sustainable than others. And I say this all the time, the wax you prefer is solely up to you as an individual. I would never tell someone to stop using a certain brand's candles just because of the wax type. It's all personal preference. For instance, when I bring candles to the channel, my main focus is to find the most sustainable brands that uses some sort of vegetable wax in their candles. I dislike paraffin wax very much and try to avoid it as much as possible because burning it in my space triggers migraines, unfortunately. I am aware that not everyone has this problem, but this is just one of the reasons why I don't burn paraffin wax candles. You may also find candles that has labels that state it's a soy wax blend or vegetable wax blend, but it doesn't state what they're blended with. It could be paraffin wax or another type of vegetable wax, you never know, which makes it a bit difficult in deciphering which type of wax is used. For the most part, I found I'm typically okay when it says a soy wax blend, but I really make it a point to look for those brands that has waxes such as 100% soy, beeswax, apricot, coconut, palm, or biodegradable. I will keep it brief in talking about waxes in this video. Going into the specifics of each wax requires its own video. I will be here all day talking about the pros and cons of each. Now that you found a brand that you're willing to try and it has the wax you approve of, I think it's very important, if you can, to get out to a store to physically see and smell the brand. Think of it as sort of like a formal introduction to the brand before buying anything. It's where you get to really see the true quality of the physical aspects of the vessel, as well as getting to experience the cold thrill from the scents from smelling them. You will hear other fragrance reviewers say this all the time. You have to get out and actually smell around. There's nothing worse than blind buying a fragrance to actually get it and it's not all that you thought it was going to be. I would recommend going through different scents a brand has on their sites before actually visiting the store to get an idea of what you're actually interested in. Getting out to put your nose to these brands is a fantastic way to look for your first few luxury candles. Again, only if you can. If you can't and you're only able to buy online, then I would recommend looking into what's in your body fragrance that you wear on a daily basis. Anything that you can use for guidance to figure out which type of scents that you're mostly interested in. If you wear nothing but citrusy and woody fragrances, then you'll be safe with home fragrances with citrus and different types of woody notes. And if you notice that you like smelling like peaches and strawberries, then you know that you'll be safe with gourmand type of scents starting out. I also want to mention, some scents may not be available in stores like limited editions, so you may have to take a chance and purchase online. So you went out and sniffed around and you found something that you think you'll enjoy. Or you may be confident enough to purchase online. At this point, you're itching to press that buy button. One last thing I want to point out that may or may not be of importance to you. How does it look? This can go for the candle vessel, the diffuser, or the room spray bottle. Any product from the brand. How does it look? How would it look in your space? You may be thinking that the vessel should be the first thing that you look for, but I personally feel, in comparison to what's actually inside the candle, the room spray, or diffuser, matters a little more than the physical appearance. It's what's on the inside that matters, right? Unless you're someone who absolutely needs the vessel to match your home decor style, then there is no problem with prioritizing the look of the vessel first. And if a candle vessel doesn't match your home decor style, you can easily fix that by using a candle hurricane. You still get the scent of the candle, but it blends in with whatever hurricane style you choose. It's an easy way to enhance the space with little to no effort. I did an entire video on candle hurricanes that I will link in the description. Candle vessels can be made from many things, such as ceramic, hand-blown glass, metal, even concrete. I personally don't mind how a vessel looks. I mean, the more noticeable it is, the quicker it gets my attention. And on top of that, with the reviews I do for the channel, I've learned to love candle vessels of all shapes and sizes. And like I said, a candle hurricane can easily fix the problem if a candle vessel doesn't match. By the time I get around to actually smelling the candle in person, it's pretty much set in stone that I will purchase it. I was already interested, and the only confirmation that I needed was that the scent was to my liking. There has been a few instances when I got to the store and the scent wasn't how I expected it to be, so I passed on it. But for the most part, remembering these steps has made it a little easier in sorting through the many different luxury home fragrances I use in my own home. And when I say luxury, I mean it as in the quality of the brand and its products, not so much the price. The price is only subjective to what you're willing to spend. Knowing what I know now about home fragrances, I wouldn't go back and change a thing. I'm just grateful that I'm in a position that I can help others on their fragrance journey. It truly gives me an amazing experience. And no, a collection is not necessary to enjoy good candles or other home fragrances. Even though getting that first luxury candle is something you can't go backwards from. I cannot go into a store that has candle sections without stopping by to see what they have and possibly end up making impulsive buys. Whether you're looking into buying your first few luxury candles for your new home, a gift, or you may just want to upgrade your home fragrances. This conversation was to help make it a little easier in picking good luxury home fragrances. If you're already a candle connoisseur, I want to know what was your first luxury candle. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. I'm always here to help whenever I can. Well, that's going to be it for today's conversation. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.